If school was a game, what would be some loading screen tips? You won't care about 99% of the NPCs in the next 10 years. Stop trying so hard. Closer to 100% in my case. I grew up in a very small Midwest town and have traveled quite a bit in Asia. I have lived on the West Coast for quite a while. I can't even try to have a conversation with the people from the town I grew up in. We are so different, it is next to impossible. Remember to take your pen back after the class is done. I'll give it back at the end of the hour is a top 10 anime betrayal. Turn off your HUD so you don't know the time. It goes by faster. I'm a teacher, and I don't have a clock in my wall. My students don't understand this, and they're always asking about the time. I'm like, if you'll just shut up and focus on class, it'll go by so much faster. Just because she doesn't hate you doesn't mean she loves you. But she touched my chair on accident and didn't scream this time. It must be love. There would be no tips on the loading screen, just images of that undying S, locker room drawings, desk carvings, and what's on the cafeteria lunch menu for the day. The undying S is at least a millennia old. Find your teacher's hidden bottle of wine for extra points. Or find the bottled secret to unlock powerful abilities. Be careful, not everything served in the cafeteria is edible. That's incredibly true. I remember my first weeks of high school, I nearly threw up multiple times till I found the 2 foods I could eat and a few snacks. At higher levels, homework may be optional, but so is passing. I did this in my second year. First went fine. Second year? Yeah, now feels like the perfect time to fail 3 classes and a lab. So to avoid the failing grades, I dropped 4 classes that semester. Use your locker to store items you don't need for the next class. Watch out for bullies though, you might get shoved into one. The class quests you choose to take will determine what opportunities unlock at future levels. Better results can unlock especially powerful hidden classes. Pay attention in French. Get left behind and you won't be able to tell when your teacher is poking fun at you to the rest of the class. Jotting down notes by hand in class and then typing them out on your computer strengthens your memorization attribute. I never took notes in high school and college because I always felt like it distracted me from learning. If I took notes, I was too preoccupied with taking the notes and wasn't focused enough on taking in information. I mostly just doodled and listened to lectures and read textbooks, and that worked better for me. It's easier to pay attention if you sit in the front of the class. If you sit in the back of the class, creative mode is activated. Nobody really cares about that pimple. This one hit home. I have pretty clear skin, and I used to get one insanely annoying zit in the most obvious place on my face, and then I would keep my hand or hoodie on my face in that one spot during class, and trying to hide it was probably more noticeable than just not doing anything at all. Eventually, I realized that if I can't remember whether other people have pimples or not, due to obvious concentrations on assignments or upcoming presentations, how would they remember mine, since everyone is going through the same thing I am? It totally changed my perspective and led to a huge confidence boost, and I stopped trying to pointlessly hide my pimples. Shower daily? Had to sit behind someone with horrible BO. I always tried to befriend and talk to everyone around me. I couldn't bring myself to talk to her ever. Studying for long periods of time is less effective than studying frequently for shorter periods of time. I found that studying for 5 to 10 minutes and then playing video games for 10 minutes, then studying again for 5 to 10 minutes helps. If your teacher tells you that you can't use the bathroom during class, pee in the classroom ficus to show superiority. Yes, my friend actually did this in high school. My husband has multiple stories about his classmates doing this. I don't understand teachers that do this. We get it, you are in power, but do you have to be such a totalitarian dictator about it? Tone it down to a casual monarchy, but even those are prone to revolutions. Make friends with your teacher. Tip: knowledge is power, but so is influence. Befriending the school faculty can provide randomly generated bonuses, and low-level rule-breaking will not impact your after-school detention meter. Gum can also be used as currency. Memorize TV tropes pages of popular shows to gain charisma points. Do your homework at lunch to free time for side quests. Studying with classmates outside the testing room 5 minutes before it begins will increase your efficiency by 80%, but decrease your accuracy by 30%. Remember, when choosing team members, that everyone has their own strengths. Those who are picked last in physical activities are picked first in academic activities, like trivia or review games for extra credit, and vice versa. Focus on one task at a time. Do things slowly and intentionally. Write it down. You won't remember later. Carl stole my pen. Darn it. People will tell you to go 100K into debt to get a degree. Make sure you choose the right one. Complete the scholarship side quest to reduce or eliminate costs entirely. Community college is a cost-effective means of completing general education credit. Transfer these credits to a 4-year college and fool bosses later in the game. The front door has a metal bar in the middle. Don't be an idiot. My school has them everyone, not just the front door. Walked into 3 during the first week, have been shoved into about 10 since then, since the halls are about 1.5 meters wide and there is about 1,000 students in the main between classes. Stand up to bullies. Zero tolerance policy would get you screwed over anyway. I don't think I get it. I know a guy on my chess team that kept trying to get a bully taken care of through the school, but the other kid was a model student, so nobody listened. Eventually, the model student got physical and my teammate beat the life out of him and got suspended. Everybody kept saying it was self-defense, but no matter what, if you win, then you're punished. I guarantee that if my teammate would have sat down and taken his beating, then the bully would have gotten a slap on the wrist, like he has before. Sometimes anti-bullying policies don't do shiza, as long as the administration doesn't want to do anything. You have to attain the required scores in all subjects to pass on to the next level. Does not matter if you excel in one. Only the grade. You could just pass English and then have to repeat everything else, but then it's the cone of shame. Sometimes you will be approached by other students. 7 out of 10 times, they will ask you to do something that will drop many of your stats, but will unlock exclusive events and instances, while potentially increasing your charisma and social standing. Choose carefully. If you have the weird kid in the back of the class trait, this option will not be available. Burnout is a real thing. Avoid it. LMAO, I chucked through the first 2.5 years of high school, made a great impression on all my teachers. Then I completely burnt out but coasted by on teachers liking me and giving me extra time to finish work. Now I need to unburn out before I go to college at a place that will tear me to shreds if I don't have a pristine work ethic. Do not use Wikipedia, as it will upset the teachers. Pro tip, use the sources cited in the Wikipedia articles instead. No more angry teachers. Your enemies will try to flush you out with Molotovs. Use desks and other obstacles to take cover from gunfire. Black markets can be used for both, selling and purchasing items from common to rare. They can also serve as useful exchanges of obscure information. For some reason, the most common items being bought and sold were foreign gum and Mountain Dew voltage. Befriending the janitors unlocks cheat codes. My nan used to be a janitor at my primary school. She always gave me and my brother lollipops when she saw us. Eating your pencil rubber gives you 20% concentration boost. You can also use chewing gum, but it's a bit risky. Forgot to study for a test? Call in a bomb threat. 2 girls did that during midterms? State standardized tests, something like that. They got expelled. Remember to punch holes in the eraser using your pencil. It's part of the experience. Also helps you relate to some nostalgia memes. Throw pencil up perfectly to stick to the ceiling? Profit. Wear safety goggles during a science lab. If you don't, you are more likely to be hurt by the teacher than anything you might mix in class. Have you seen the pressure on those eye wash stations? They'll poke your eyes out, kid. Marching band is the only way to get out of gym without playing sports. Or having a debilitating medical debuff that will negatively affect gameplay. Learn how to read. It will serve you well. For a better experience, play with friends in coop mode. Remember, the goal is to earn points. If you spend too long trying to actually learn something, you will fail. Test your real skill in new endless college mode. College? Nah. University. Only so long for most undergrad degrees, but you can spend your whole life gathering graduate degrees, postdoc assignments, and non-tenure track faculty positions. Objective: survive. Only move between covers when the weird, quiet kid reloads. Find some friends, create a group, gain popularity to get liked by your teachers, but be aware, some teachers might not like it. Do not call teachers by their first name. It will, in most situations, end badly. Make sure to plant the bomb when no one is looking so you don't raise suspicion. And remember, no Russian. Zero tolerance policy at your school? This favors the bully. If you're going to get suspended either way, at least make your bully pay for it with a broken nose. He probably won't bother you again. Only if you're from a rich family, though.